Well, this is an early start for day 2 of the terrassement, the groundworks here in the back garden. He's already, in an hour and a half yesterday afternoon, he's already removed the concrete slab and the facing stones that were here for the old burnt out shed. And that's up in the pile over there. You can see all the bigger rocks that he's found underneath as he's been scraping the surface of the ground. A strange pipe here just coming out of the ground for no apparent reason. And the back of the boiler room, he's taken down the chimney, and obviously you can see the outlet that would have gone into the chimney, but the chimney foundation that was down here was absolutely huge. That's that big block that's there. So now he can scrape off the soil which is pressed up against the wall and allow that wall to dry out a bit before I start doing anything like enclosing it with a fake colombage wall. So that's pretty impressive. And as I say, that's only a couple of hours work. So he's created this big, huge mound in the middle of all sorts of rubble, all sorts of surface, grass, weeds, whatever, so that we can get down to the proper soil underneath. His plan was, hopefully still is, to essentially scrape off the surface good soil, the topsoil, and put that in a pile somewhere, dig the hole that's going to have all of this concrete rubble put into it, big deep hole, put the concrete rubble at the very bottom, and then once he's scraped off the topsoil, he will then scrape the next layer down, which is probably going to be clay. And where there's an undulation in the ground sort of here, he'll scrape soil into this undulation, fill it up so that the whole of the garden should be relatively level right the way across to this side where the sort of road comes up, or pathway comes up from the street down the bottom. And that's the big digger. Over here, another bizarre pipe that just was in amongst everything else. And this is the vestibule area. So you may remember that there were all sorts of concrete blocks that were bedded into that. And there was that ridiculous concrete and stone wall here that I couldn't get to grips with. Well, he basically just pulled that straight out and added it to the pile. There was a rather nice granite lintel, or possibly foot of a doorway, and that's stuffed on top of there for the meantime, because we'll reuse that. He'll find somewhere for us to hide it and keep it, and then we're going to address that roof of the boiler room and tear that off at some point. But this also needs to be dug down so that it's ready for hardcore sand and a concrete slab to go on there, and then I can rebuild the fresh dwarf wall around here, around the front of what will be the bathroom, and then down the side as well, and then fake colombage above that with insulation. So that's, oh, actually, whilst we're here, the other thing that he's going to get to is down the bottom here, there'll be at least a 1.5 meter walkway along there, which will have a French drain tight up against the wall and pipes for the water down pipes for the eau pluviale that will come and run to the far end, round the side, around the front, and then run away. So that's all got to be scraped out as well. Over there by the colombage barn, there's actually a bit of a dip there. That's all going to be filled in and leveled the same as this. So, yeah, plenty of work to do. But he seems to rip through it, so that's really good. And because Karl was brought up here in France, I've brought coffee to fuel him. Right, I'm going to get on with my other jobs. What I'll probably do before he's turned up is I'll probably pick up the scrap metal that's around here for my recycling, and I will then start harvesting some of the stones which he's turned out in here, which I'm going to reuse for the dwarf stone walls. So I'll get on with that. I might put you on a tripod to capture all of that, but because he's whizzing around the garden, and I haven't asked him if he wants to be filmed yet, I may have to just show you an update later on. But anyway, let's put you on a tripod for the moment. Welcome to my pile of granite. I'm just about to augment it, hopefully. Scrap metal's good too. Phew. More stones. Well, those are the easy stones from this area over here. Karl is digging that area over there, and I don't want to get in the way of him. His digger is bigger than me. Now, this is not a stipple. This is probably a cheap knockoff that I picked up at auction. It doesn't have a brand on it anywhere. In fact, the label has been removed, so dodgy as hell. Anyway, got it working with the help of Mick. Thank you, Mick. And it's now ready to cut a slice or a line along this concrete wall here, a concrete floor close to the wall, and I'll do the same over there, so that when Karl with the big digger comes to smash up this floor, hopefully the floor will separate from the wall neatly and not pull out all of the stonework from the wall with it. That's the plan. So this is likely to get very dusty, and there'll be a lot of diesel or two-stroke oil fumes going around. So I'm going to have some goggles on, some ear protectors, and a mask. And there's a very good likelihood that it'll be so dusty and impossible to see that you won't catch a glimpse of anything. But you're here for the ride. Why not have a look? So I'm going to start this running, let it sort of get up to speed, and I'll go and put my protective gear on and come back and give it a go, see what happens. Oh, it's a little bit cloudy in here, but we've got nice cut here and here that go right the way through the concrete slab. So in theory, when he comes to smash this up, the slab should just pull out. There's obviously a little bit tacked in there, which I couldn't cut, and there's the same at that end. But I mean, the predominant crack is there. That should just snap off. Well, hopefully. So this is the mayhem in the garden. And Karl's big digger has been digging a hole, because we've got a mound here to go in it and a mound there to go in it. And here's a hole. Yeah, that's a hole. My God. I'm gonna have to zoom out to appreciate the sheer size of it. That is just awesome. So that hole there is where all of the rubbish is going to get buried. By rubbish, I mean bad soil, broken up concrete, blocks, stuff that is inert, doesn't really need to be kept. That goes into the hole, And this is going to be directly underneath the soakaway field, so it actually benefits the soakaway. Wow, that's a significant amount of work. And there's Karl. Thank you, Karl. Time to go and get a coffee. Now, you remember the size of that mound where the digger is right now? Well, the mound is reducing quite significantly because Karl is filling up the hole. So that's all bad vegetation, broken up blockwork walls, concrete rubble, and that's just going in there to act as a soakaway below the soakaway, if you will. But it also gets rid of all the stuff that we would normally have to take to the dump in many, many truckloads. Good work. I like a big digger.